Hi, I'm Gayla. After 20 years of climbing the corporate ladder, I took the leap and started my own business to pursue my dream of creating a work-from-anywhere lifestyle. Having the freedom to work from practically anywhere is such a cool feeling. You're in the right place if you're looking for ideas and inspiration to start and grow your own online business. Every week in this podcast, you'll receive practical ideas, hints, tips, and tricks to help you grow your online business where you can leverage your time and you can accomplish more. You too can experience wonderful adventure and freedom as you live life on your own terms. Hello there, and welcome to another episode of the Gayla Scrivener Show. I am so glad you're here today. Got a question for you. Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the pressure of creating consistent content and struggle with getting it all done? I've been there. Thought that you might too. If you aren't adding new content to your website on a regular schedule, well, in today's show, I'm going to outline a super simple strategy that will get you on the right track in strengthening your platform's foundation. Now, even if you're producing content on a consistent basis already, you may get some ideas from this little strategy that I'm going to outline in just a little bit. First of all, you already know that to grow and prosper in your business, you need to make a connection with your clients and your prospects. You already know that producing consistent content is a must to build your platform. You must build your platform so that you can build your tribe. You must have a great tribe in order to fill your pipeline of paying clients, right? If you aren't present and continuing to nurture your relationships in your pipeline, you're always on this roller coaster of an up and down revenue stream. And it happens all the time. When your calendar is full of client work, then typically marketing efforts fall by the wayside. And then if you lose a client, then you drop everything and just hustle as much as you can and focus on your marketing to get that client to fill your calendar. And we're told by internet marketers and internet influencers that have come before us that we must create consistent content, and this will make all of our selling easier in the long run. So why aren't more of us staying consistent with the content publishing part, even though we know long term it'll make selling easier? Here's the secret. At least from my point of view, too many of us try to do too much too soon. A strong foundation to build upon is never established, leaving most of us in this start-stop cycle, always hustling, not building that foundation. You see, all the online influencers are content-producing machines. That's what we see from the outside. They are everywhere and doing everything. They're doing videos, they're podcasting, they have blogs. They're out on every single social platform imaginable. Do you get overwhelmed by the very thought of getting it all done? Well, first of all, stop comparing yourself with those big online influencers. They've worked up to where they are today, and they have teams of people. So stop making comparisons and feeling like that you're falling short. If it's just you and your business, take that into consideration. And you're doing everything and haven't built a team yet, give yourself some grace. Take a deep breath and just know, hey, I need to focus on one. You don't have to be in all places and do all things. And there are tons of strategies out there. And I'm just going to outline one today. Just remember to let go a bit. Commit to doing this one thing. One strategy to lay the groundwork and to gain confidence. You do need to be consistent, but you don't have to be everywhere, and you don't have to do all things. if you aren't consistent with one content publishing strategy first and get that into a habit, then you don't have much to build upon. Then you don't have this foundation to grow on. When I'm talking about content and producing it on a consistent basis, I typically am speaking about choosing blogging or podcasting or a video and publish it on a weekly basis. Not all three. Weekly overall is an ideal publishing schedule. And then based off of your core weekly content, your podcast or your video or your article or your blog, then you schedule out emails and social posts and repurpose the content like crazy. Holy cow! When you're first starting out or you're having trouble staying consistent with a blog or a podcast or videos, all of that all sounds so intimidating, and it's confusing as to what to do. How on earth can you do it all and keep up with your client work and have time left to do other things that you need to do in your business and want to do in your life? Goodness. So here's what I'd like to do for you. Here I'd like to lay out a simple, affordable, and very doable marketing plan to get you on the right track of gaining influence in your market and leveraging your time while doing so. Now, if you've tried publishing on a consistent basis and started and stopped in the past, it's time for you to renew your commitment. If you've never started a blog before or never started a strategy of producing consistent content, I'd love for you to try this strategy that I'm about to outline. But if you already produce a blog or a weekly video or a podcast regularly, stay with me because you might get some ideas of repurposing your content. With your producing consistent content, that allows you to open up the door or the gates, so to speak, of allowing people to know who you are and what you stand for. And it's my belief that when you get in this consistent habit of doing it, even if you're not clear right now, just doing it, you will gain clarity. Just getting that confidence that you are meeting content deadlines, content publishing deadlines, you will gain confidence and the content will get better and flow better. So let me dive right in to the plan. It's pretty simple. Don't overthink it. Here's the plan. Commit to producing one e-newsletter a month. One a month. That's only 12 a year. And when I refer to an e-newsletter, I'm not talking about anything fancy. I don't want you to worry about special formatting and trying to sell anything, especially at first. I just want you to focus on one email a month to your contacts. And I'll explain further later about the formatting and how that works. But right now, let's talk about the frequency. You just heard me say that weekly is ideal, right? But committing to producing one email a month is very, very doable. Like I said, it's only 12 a year. And I recommend once a month because it's a great balance in getting into a great habit and boosting your confidence for a long-term success. I have had so many clients that say, I'm going to do a weekly video or a daily video or what have you. And things just get so busy that it's not long before they just drop off. If you started out with once a week, in which depending on your overall strategy for your business, once a week should be your goal that you work toward. But like I said, I've seen far too often folks saying that they're going to do once a week content production, and then just within a few weeks, they fall off because life gets busy. They're not into that habit. And then they feel terrible because, oh my gosh, I've skipped a week. Now I've skipped two. Well, I might as well just throw up my hands. I've I'm not going to be doing it. They really don't get their foundation started fully without, before they see results. That's why I say once a month, because once a month is doable. Get into the habit. But if you say, hey, Gayla, well, how about every other month or every quarter? I think I could do that. I believe that having it every other month or having an email every quarter is far, far too much time in between communication. I believe once a month is stretching it for a minimum of communicating with your email list. I see more success with clients committed to a once a month e-newsletter to start their content marketing foundation. Then they build on it later. When they commit to once a month, that's only 12 in a year, they get into a habit. They can build upon that. They can layer more in. It's enough of an incentive or enough of a pain point, because getting into a new habit, as we all know, it's not always comfortable. You're trying to exercise that muscle, so to speak, so that in the long term it just becomes second nature. But at first it's not something that you're used to. So there's effort that needs to be placed here. And doing once a month is a good, doable number. Now, my very first recommendation right now is to pull out your calendar and pick a day of the month that you will publish your email, your e-newsletter. Now, if you're driving right now, obviously be at a safe plan, but promise me that you're just going to pull out, whether you have a paper calendar or whether it's your digital calendar, that you're going to pick a date. You're going to pick a date. Is it going to be the first day of every month? Is it going to be the 15th, the third Thursday? It doesn't matter. Pick a publish date and make it a recurring event on your calendar. And that is your first step. Awesome. Okay, now in your strategy, you've picked your date. You've got your date set. Let's talk about your email, your e-newsletter. The reason why I focus on producing a monthly e-newsletter for successfully filling your content plan for successful, consistent content production is that we can get into the mindset of behind every email is a person. Email is more personal than posting on your website. Email is more personal than a broadcast message on social media. When you're writing an email, if you place yourself in thinking, I'm speaking to one person, because behind every email is a person, it makes it easier to write about something. Honestly, it's easier to feel like you're writing to one person than the masses when you're writing an email. Even knowing that your email is going to be sent to hundreds or even several thousands of people, when you have your mindset that behind every email is a person, you do become a better communicator. When you talk to one, so when you're sitting down to writing an email, when you talk to one, you really do reach many. Picture that one person who you want to help. Then what you're going to do is genuinely communicate a solution to them. Now, I used to do a lot of face-to-face networking in my community, and that took a lot of time and effort. And I was exhausted at the end of the week and out of my office way, way too much. And I needed to cut back on my face-to-face time, yet still build my business. I needed a more efficient way of spending my time. What I really got out of these face-to-face networking opportunities is the conversations with the individuals. They were wonderful. I would be asked questions about what I did. And maybe people would ask me things to pick my brain a bit, to tap into my experience on things. And through face-to-face networking, over time, these conversations and getting to know one another, people began to know, like, and trust me, and I gained clients and business grows. Well, why not put these conversations that you have with your current clients, or whether you have networking, just conversations, questions that your clients might have, things like that? Why not put that in email form and think about a solution and put it in the email form, and as if you're talking to a specific person that asked you, and that is your content for your email list. Now, many shut down at this point because they freeze, that they don't know what to say. And I just don't want you to make it complicated. You can keep this simple. All you have to do is think of one small question that you were asked. And maybe another aspect or another way that you can pick your topic is just get out a piece of paper, draw a grid that has 12 blocks. And then at the top of each block, put the month in. And then under that, you can fill in what topics you might want to speak about, write about in an email. Let's say for January, you might do goal setting, right? Because that's usually on top of everybody's mind. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't even say, well, everybody's talking about this, maybe I shouldn't. No. Make it simple and just put your perspective on it. Help that one person. If you want to talk to them about goal setting, then get your thoughts out on paper. Get it into an email form. Don't even worry about making it really long or complicated. I want you to keep it simple. And the reason why I'm suggesting this email and writing it out versus going out there and doing video and podcasting, I believe in those things as well. But if you're struggling staying consistent, writing an email has the least amount of setup that you need to do, the least amount of tools that you need to incorporate. When you're podcasting, there's recording tools that you need to put into the process. Video, same thing. So I'm saying that right now, if you start with email and concentrate on writing a monthly email, then you're going to be nurturing your email list. Oh, let me get back to that grid. You have January, February, all the months. You may have industry-specific events like I think October is National Massage Therapy Month. Well, if you're a massage therapist, you'd have a great article that could spin off of that. There are national events, there's holidays that you can speak to, like if you are in health and wellness, maybe in November you talk about trying not to overeat and some great ways to help de-stress. It just depends on your industry and what's going on and how you can help individuals. The easiest way of finding content is pay close attention to the conversations that you have with your current clients. And when they raise a question and you have a great conversation, just transfer that conversation into email form, giving your advice, your guidance on helping with your client. By getting your knowledge and your expertise out of your head and published, you are not only helping people, but you are also gaining credibility. When you show up on a consistent basis, you gain trust. When you send that email out about whatever you're talking about, you may trigger a response to make someone on your email list aware of the problem and reach out to you. You're helping them solve a problem. Now, you've committed to once a month, and you go ahead and fill a grid and have topic ideas. Now it's time to write. But you need email addresses. Now, some of you have great list of folks, and it may be scattered everywhere. You may have some in your phone. You may have some in your Google contacts. You just have emails scattered. But start with your email addresses of your current clients, whether it's 5 or 500. It does not matter. Start with that. Are you going to networking events and collecting business cards? In the conversations that you have, simply tell the person that you've taken that business card from that you say, hey, I send out a monthly newsletter where I share information that may be helpful to you. Would you like to be on my list? More times than not, you're going to get a yes answer. And it doesn't hurt to ask. But if you get into the habit of that, that helps systematically build your email list. Okay, because you also, you're committed to once a month, but you also at the same time need to grow your list. Don't get fancy. Later on, you've heard about opt-in options and things like that. I say go there, but not at first. You just need to get into the habit of, hey, I'm collecting these emails. I need to at least send an email to my list. Do you go to trade shows and collect business cards for like a giveaway? I mean, a lot of people do. They participate in events or trade shows that names are collected, emails are collected, and then they don't do anything with them. Do something with those emails that you collect. For goodness sakes, send them your e-newsletter, even if it's once a month. You're gaining traction. And so where do you put those emails? You may already have a tool that you use, and maybe you're just not sending out consistently. Just get on your plan on doing consistently once a month. There's no magic tool out there, just like there's no magic pill to help everything. Just whatever tool that you've decided on, it works. The best tools out there are the ones that you actually use. But if you don't have any email service yet, haven't selected one, my recommendation is MailChimp. It's got great free features and an affordable amount once you get into the 2,000 email names on your list range, and it's quick and easy. And although I have worked with different systems, I just believe that you need to work with the system you like. And like I said, the best tools out there are the ones that you actually use. So don't get hung up on the tool itself. Pick one and then use it. Pick one that you intuitively for you works well, then work with it. If you need assistance in starting your own MailChimp account, I have a few tutorials available out there on my website, and I'll have links in the show notes for you so that you can get started on formatting and just get right to it. When I'm talking about sending an ENewsless letter out, I'm simply asking you to send an article to your email list. Just 12 in a year. And it's basically is explaining something. You've got a problem, and then you outline the solution. You just get what you were going to say to somebody. They have a problem. You provide them with the solution, and you just get it out of your head and onto paper or digital for that matter, and write it as email form like you're talking to one person, explaining to that one person the solution. That gets you in practice. You've got your email and you hit send. This is great. You've got it done and it's gone to your email list. But here's where the magic happens. Bring up that email that you just sent to your list and copy that article, that message, and paste it on your website as a blog post. Now, you may have to reword it a little bit, but most likely, no, you don't have to reword it much at all. When it's published on your website as well, you are starting your library of content out there. by the end of the year, if you do that strategy, you do your email list, you're touching your email list at least once a month. That is amazing. You copy that information, you put it onto your website as a blog post. You're getting out there. By the end of the year, you're going to have 12 articles. And that is more than a majority of those in your industry. I'm sure of it. You should celebrate for every email that you send. You should celebrate for every post that you have published. Celebrate that you published on schedule. Celebrate that you're consistent. This is the foundation that you're laying. Because when it is out there on your website, then people that you meet, as well as I do, they're going to internet stalk you. They want to know if you're the right person to work with. They want to know. And everybody has to start from somewhere. So start with your 12 and get that consistency going and get that confidence going. Through working on it on a consistent basis, you're going to gain clarity. Just don't wait until you're clear on your messaging and your avatar and all of that jazz. Just start doing. And through this consistent writing, you are gaining more clarity for yourself of who exactly you want your clients to be. Through your writing, you are gaining credibility and trust. People will turn to you for help because you're opening up. They can see you on your website that you have the information. You've gotten things out of your head and onto the digital paper, for example, so that they can consume your content to make better choices of whether they want to work with you or not, or how they may refer you to others. Even if you don't think people are listening or paying attention to your messages, they are. The right people are. And the more that you do it, the more people are. Over time, you may change your strategy. But at first, if you commit to a monthly email to provide information by informing your list and answering questions, you duplicate your message by pasting it on your website as a blog post. Then, here's some more magic. You share that link out on your social channels throughout the month so you can drive some traffic to your website. You are well on your way to opening up the door of people getting to know you. You're building trust and credibility, and the sales will be coming to you instead of you feeling like you're chasing after people and trying to convince them that you're the right person for them. They will already believe you are the right person for them because they have already gotten to know you through your content. Now, a content plan can quickly become complicated. There are a lot of cogs in the system, and when you're starting out, don't let it be complicated. Keep it really simple. Form great habits of consistency. The quality and the clarity will come. Speak to one and you'll influence many. And the bottom line is, relationships do matter. You do business with people. You form these relationships. And how you build relationships is to nurture them. You nurture those relationships by helping people, the people you already know, and stay in contact with them, and they'll come back. Help people with your knowledge of your niche, your profession. When it's just you and you have a minimal marketing budget and limited time, committing to one email a month, repurposing the message by pasting it as a blog post, and then sharing it on social, you have a very doable plan, very sound plan that you are building your influence and credibility in your marketplace and creating a steady flow of business. Over time, you build upon that foundation. Well, thanks for being here with me. I do hope that this strategy will help you. I've seen it help so many people. I have been doing, when I first started out my business, I did that very strategy, and then I had built upon it. Now I'm on my strategy and my core content is this weekly podcast, and my strategy has changed a little bit, but I still do emails. I do emails every week. But I am doing this very strategy in implementing a new process that I have started and stopped in Scrivener Solutions, and that is with my Accomplish More tips. I am simply committing to once a month because honestly, I tried a once a week video for Accomplish More tips, and I just couldn't keep up. So I stepped back, and I'm committing to once a month, and in July, I'm launching my once a month newsletter for Scrivener Solutions to highlight these Accomplish More, Gear Up and Accomplish More tips. Now, if you'd like a copy of this quick and easy checklist, including the grid that I talked about earlier, to fill out for your super simple content strategy for the next 12 months, simply go to scrivenersolutions.com/checklist, and I'll have that information for you. Well, until next time, have a fantastic week.